That is one big pile of shit.
Hello everyone, welcome to Jurassic Cast Podcast, Webisode. My name is Sam, with me as usual is Jack. Hello Jack.
Bonjour.
Ross.
Bonjour, no.
And we've got a guest with us today, Mr. Sick Triceratops, a.k.a. Lewis. Thanks for joining us.
Hello. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
You may have seen his videos online, they're fucking absolute genius. If you haven't, just search Sick Triceratops on YouTube and that, and enjoy. But yeah, we're just going to talk shit about Jurassic Park and Jurassic World today. So yeah, where to start?
Where to start, Ross? Do you want to start?
Yeah, no, we've got two things, haven't we? Should we start with Ludlow?
Yeah, yeah.
The Luds.
The Ludmeister. Sir Lud-a-lot.
Sir Lud feeling low.
So, or should we say more appropriately, Sir Luds have a drink.
Sir Sudslow. We noticed that Ludlow likes a drink in the Lost World, and he likes it.
Really likes
a
a
lot.
drink. We figured, yeah, when we're watching, he's always after that hip flask, and he's always slightly too calm in stressful situations, which led us to the painful conclusion that Ludlow is probably massively addicted to alcohol.
Which is true though, because I think in the deleted scene he trips over when he's drunk, celebrating that they've captured all the dinosaurs, and breaks the baby T-Rex's leg. And that's why you see the wine bottle near the baby T-Rex.
Yeah, he probably is, isn't he? And he always has that, the hip flask. I never noticed that before. Well, I've noticed it.
Always desperately having a drink, but...
Yeah,
it was the death of him, because obviously when they were searching the Ventura when it crashed, he dropped it down the cargo hold. So at the end, when he ran back on the ship, he was looking for it. He wasn't looking for the baby T-Rex. He was like, "Are you there?" Looking for his hip flask.
He sees T-Rex.
Are you there? Oh, baby T-Rex.
Ah,
Did you see my hip flask?
Hippie.
Hiccups and everything.
I love the shot of him, like, at the beginning of the T-Rex attack on the campsite. You see Ludlow asleep with the hip flask, like, nicely nestled in his hands. He's obviously just drunk himself to sleep.
Yeah. That's why he was like, we got to get to the worker village. Apparently there was a bar there.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, that was what we were thinking. That everything points towards his character being quite an alcoholic.
That is actually true. We're not just saying that as a joke. Like, his character is an alcoholic. You know.
Yeah. Grant in Jurassic Park 3 oozes alcoholicness.
Yeah,
he just looks like a... Yeah.
Just looks like one.
Yeah. He pissed all that InGen hush money up the wall.
That was T-Rex pee in that thing. That was actually...
Yeah. That's why he picked it up. He's like, "What's this?" And he's like, "Oh, T-Rex pee."
How did you get this?
It's T-Rex pee. No, it's not. It's mine.
Does T-Rex pee contain alcohol?
Oh. Cocktail time. He pulls out a fucking cocktail shake from his back pocket.
I'm actually on that scene now.
Hey kid, you old enough to drink? Oh god. But we were saying as well, like when they're in similar to the whole Alan Grant frisking the pockets of the dead to find a bit of loose change. After the InGen camp's been destroyed, they're like, right, we need medical supplies for all these injured people. They start prying open all of the crates, and every single one of them is just filled with fucking whiskey. Just crates of whiskey and nothing else. There's no guns or ammunition or anything. It's all just whiskey.
Yeah. Don't worry, boys, we've got these guns. What the fuck? Smirnoff. It's cheap and it's cheerful.
Where's my Talisker? is that I think all signs point to that. And also, just what about? Let's just take a minute to just emphasize just how beautiful that theory of Alan Grant, just like being really really hard up all the time, still do anything for money. What a beautiful theory, especially the thought of him, like you say, like I said, frisking dead bodies, and you think he's like looking for some kind of vital supply, and he's actually just nicking their pocket change, taking a watch.
Alan, you can't take another loan out for another fedora. But I lost mine. I lost my old one.
T-Rex blew it off.
I really like that hat.
I love it that's in the scene as well in Jurassic Park 3 where they're in the back of the trailer with and they're talking, and he's quite happily eating out of that random can with that spoon, like he does it every day.
He knows what he's doing. He's done this before.
Yeah, just another day as Alan Grant.
But Alan, there's like rations over here. He said, no, I like the can.
No, I like the can. That's his can. He took that to the island.
He pulls like a little combination spork and like can opener out of his pocket. Starts chowing down.
Eric's like, I haven't eaten in 8 weeks. Grant's like, so?
That's nothing.
He just stares at him, and in Grant's mind, he just turns into a pork chop that talks.
Like a cartoon.
What are you looking at? The Grant, you're salivating.
The pork chop goes, Alan. So that would have made for a better opening. If he just like saw a fucking pork chop that said Alan instead of a velociraptor. It'd make more sense in the narrative, and yeah, it'd be great.
What are you looking at, Dodson? You're salivating.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no.
What about phones?
Oh, yeah, the other one. Phones. They are. If you look at every...
Speaking of phones.
This just adds more evidence to our claim here, Jack, I think.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Wait.
So when you're ready, if you don't mind.
Never mind, Sam.
What was the
podcast on the go here?
What was the claim?
Here we go. Let's tell Sick Trike. All right. So basically, we were talking about this, and every single kind of moment of sort of the disaster in the film.
Anything that goes wrong.
Yep. It can all be traced back to one thing. Jack, one is
phones. Just phones. Just phones in general. Like,
they are the absolute downfall.
Well, like the first film, obviously communications go down and phones don't work. The police from Samuel Jackson.
Damn!
Phones ain't working too. That sort of thing. And then in The Lost World, obviously Malcolm is completely obsessed with the phones that Eddie's using. Like right off the bat, he's just on Eddie's back about those phones. Like, the phone's working. Do the phones work? The phone's working. And he's like hitting it against the truck as soon as you see it.
Yeah.
And then he's always trying to call the boat. Not with, like, just always trying to call it when he's in the trailer.
Yeah. He always seems to like, breathes in as though he's about to say something, and then something happens or someone says something, so he's like, and then he has to lower the phone and deal with it, doesn't he?
Yeah. But not only that, like even Eddie, like when he sees, he sees the Major League Toys, quote unquote, and then Malcolm says, I want to use their satellite phone. Their dish is bigger than yours. So it's just like, you just want Eddie to turn around and be like, fuck's sake, Malcolm, give it a rest.
Yeah. All right, it's not perfect, but fuck.
Jesus, the best I could do. But then obviously in the third film, the phone becomes quite a prominent thing. That is, marked for evil. Obviously they can save lives. Like in the first film, they get the phones back up and they get rescued. And in the third film, you hear that ringtone. That means danger's lurking just around the corner or a big pile of shit.
Never
and obviously
that either.
In the fourth film, reception on Isla Nublar is absolutely dreadful. So your signal drops out no matter how many G's you've got.
How convenient that it drops out, or it's got bad signal every time they need to use it. But fucking Zara doesn't put down the phone the whole fucking time, and she's got a good signal.
Well, she's on a network that she can trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's definitely not on Vodafone.
Everyone else is on Eddie Carr. Eddie Carr G.
What do you think about this theory? I think it's bullshit, but there's a theory that the Indominus creates electrical interference and it's blocking signals.
Sam, you said it was bullshit.
I had a good reason for it, but I can't fucking remember.
I remember your reason. You said
my bullshit calling.
If the Indominus could block radio signals or whatever the fuck they're saying it could do, it would do that during the scene when they're hunting it with the raptors, but it doesn't.
And also the ACUs, isn't it? Because Hamada's on the fucking blower.
Yeah, and they got the video feed and shit and all their telemetry from their bodies.
And plus, like, what animal would they splice with that can do that?
Electric eel.
And they'd spot it straight away and be like, this is a problem, maybe we should fucking put it down.
Can electric eels actually do that, though? They can't, can they? Like,
they have, because they can, like, obviously they can, like, electrocute shit, but they also, like, generate fields like that to pick up, like, they can, like, hear the muscle movement of other fish and shit. Same with stingrays, hammerhead sharks.
Yeah, sharks do that as well.
Oh, yeah.
You're saying that they would...
radio waves, do they?
Yeah, but if you're underwater near an electric eel anyway, your phone ain't going to be fucking working. It's going to be water.
Because I've heard people say, like, oh, well, the Indominus, it can block its thermal signature and it can, what else can it do? It can camouflage, but so why wouldn't we expect it to block radio signals? And I was like, because no other animals can do that. We've got animals that can, like, drop the temperature and camouflage, loads of animals that can camouflage. But there's nothing in the animal kingdom, to my knowledge, that can block radio waves.
And not only that, like, you'd think in this film they would have explained that as well. Like, why would that be a thing that we'd have to work out, like, later on down the line? Like, that, if that was a plot point, that would have been made before the Indominus bit the dust. Like, we would know about that. It would have been a reveal or something.
They can say how heavy the island is, or at least address it, but not talk about, like, you can drop
there was something we noticed. Yeah, we didn't think to tell you that at any point, but, there is this little tiny thing.
It's a nice idea, though. Like, I like that someone thought of that and tried to, like, explain.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But it's just a horror trope, isn't it? Their phone signals just go down. It is convenient, but it's also convenient that Muldoon says "clever girl" instead of actually just shooting the raptor.
Yeah,
convenient that the park
it's like
every time.
80s horror films when the light switch doesn't turn back on. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
It's not just the phone, is it? It's the radio, because when they're in the Indominus paddock, and what's her name picks up and she's like, get out now. That's not done by a phone, like a mobile phone.
Are you talking about when the Chris Pratt and the other dudes are inside the Indominus' paddock?
Because she picks up the phone and she's like, you got to get out now. It's in the cage. And it's like, but that's not phone, is it? That's done by radio.
But I don't think that's the radio not working. I just think that's just the radio coming through. Like, I've used radios before which work perfectly fine and they sound like that when
unfortunately, the people you're talking to all got eaten by Indominus Rex.
Yeah, there was that fine little point.
I'm just saying, like, he doesn't press the button. He hears something on the radio, then he presses the button, and then he says yes, and then she's like, get out of there, it's in there with you, and they hear it perfectly. Like, the radio works. It's not... It's just...
He presses the button to reply.
Yeah, I think it probably is just one of those horror trope sort of things where it's just like it's great. It's just a great opportunity to build some suspense sort of thing.
Yeah,
that's what faults in technology and human errors are what makes horror films and disaster films what they are.
Yeah, could you imagine? Welcome to Jurassic Park, but we didn't close the dinosaurs because we thought it'd be too dangerous.
Instead, have a look at some plastic recreations.
Welcome.
An hour and a half of families walking through, commenting on it and stuff. Like,
welcome to the Norwich and Norfolk Dinosaur Adventure Park.
We've got a ball pit and Lego.
We just noticed that phones just really play a role in the Jurassic Park movies, and they save lives.
Phones,
obviously, they also.
But you don't think it's intentional?
No,
the directors to put it in.
No, I think it is intentional, and I don't know what.
I think
why, I don't know why that's a thing.
I think it probably helps to kind of like remind people of the remoteness and the kind of like the fact that people are like, you know, trapped out in the middle of nowhere. It kind of helps emphasize, and especially the fact that in Lost World they're always banging on about satellite phones, because obviously, landline phones wouldn't work.
Because he, like I said, he's like on the island. He was on the first island. It all went wrong, and they couldn't call the mainland. And it's like that's why he's desperate for the phones to work.
Yeah.
Even before he got to the island, he's like banging.
You sure these phones work, Eddie?
Yeah, sure the phones are working.
You
like,
sure?
just double checking.
Really waving it in his face. If it doesn't, it's gonna be some fucking trouble.
So it also fits into the old life finds a way, you know, no matter what, you know, you've got these dinosaurs, these predators and that, you know, technology is not going to save you, whether it's fences or calling for help and things like that.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't know why phones get a bad rep.
I think leave the phones out of this.
Leave the phones alone.
It's like Francis Ford Coppola in the oranges in the Godfather trilogy, where it's like, if you see an orange, that person's going to die.
Yeah,
yeah, I've heard about that
oranges.
Yeah. So phones in the Jurassic franchise, oranges, Godfather trilogy. There's another thing that I noticed just recently, that the whole thing of Spielberg putting in little Easter eggs all over Jurassic, like the whole tying the seatbelts together, things like that, little foreshadowing things. Yeah. Something that I didn't know, and in the Lost World, you know, when it transitions from the scream right at the start into Jeff Goldblum yawning.
Yeah.
That I just thought that was like just a visual gag that Spielberg thought was funny, but I was looking it up, and the Greek word for chaos means yawn. And I was like, that has to be intentional. Spielberg knows
that's insane.
Yeah, that has to be intentional. Oh, holy shit.
My mind, man.
That's a whole new YouTube video for me now.
Yeah? I don't know if you thought, like...
Being sick.
I thought someone would get it.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's really fucking cool. Did not know that. So everyone thinks it's just a gag, but it's not.
There's a little bit more to it, but I mean, I don't know anyone else who knows that, so... Pesky Spielberg.
I bet there's a lot more in there.
Yeah.
We'll have to go through the Lost World with a fine tooth comb.
Yeah, because that film has still got some crevices to dig in.
Oh, you better believe it.
Even though I've seen it like a zillion times, I still watch it, and there's always one tiny little bit that I notice for the first time. You know, whether it's something in the background, you know, something minute, just like you did, Lewis, with the yawn. You know, just something new.
What did I notice the other day, Ross?
I remember exactly what we noticed. We noticed the Predator 2 guy.
The guy who's in Predator 2 , who's also...
The guy with the long hair, who's like blasting twin Uzis as he gets like...
Scorpio.
Yeah, the guy who's on the roof, he's... and Thomas Rosellis Jr. is also in Predator 2 very quickly. And we believe the guy with long hair is one of his stunt team, because he's obviously in the Lost World as well.
Yeah, that guy. I post something about this in the WhatsApp chat recently. That it was El Scorpio was in the Lost World as well. He's like one of those really prolific stuntmen who's like is in everything.
Yeah. No, Ross, I just remembered the other thing that I noticed that I'd never noticed before. The Predator, it's a Predator related again. The Predator lights that Dia Stark's wearing and all the I'd never noticed that. You know, in the rain scene when they're all walking through and Tembo's talking about people climbing mountains or whatever the fuck he's on about. And you see Dia Stark's got two lights on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of other men in the background that haven't. But when they turn their heads, the lights turn with their heads and like look around like Predator shoulder cannons. And it was like the amount of animatronics that are in the Lost World is just insane. That even
just for those tiny little things that get like a fraction of a second of screen time.
Yeah, I just never noticed them. I noticed the lights obviously, but I never noticed that they turn with the people's heads as well.
Yeah, I was really surprised because when I mentioned that to you, I was just like, I just said it in a passing comment because I was like, oh yeah. But I mean, I'd noticed that before, like, but then I hadn't really thought about it until I saw it this time.
Yeah.
Like, and then I was like, oh shit, yeah, like those things.
Those little things. Cool. Those little chestnuts.
Those little silly bastards. Yeah, they're fucking cool. They're really awesome. Like, it's just the little tiny things like that just go so unrecognised. Even though they're absolute genius.
Damn straight.
Damn straight.
What do you guys think of the hybrid toys?
Yeah. That's all I have to say. I think Lewis's video is better than any of the toys. But...
Oh, thank you. Thanks for that. Yeah, I'm not going to buy any of the toys. I just thought they looked kind of colourful and very 90s.
Mock them online.
Yeah.
I like the look of the Owen figure. I'm not going to lie.
Oh,
That looks like,
what's with the boots? What's with the fucking fudge-coloured boots?
I don't know. What's with Nedry from the Kenner line not looking at all?
And his arms pop off.
It's classic Jurassic Park toy line. Like they look nothing like the people that they represent. But
The Malcolm one does.
the Malcolm one, well, yeah. But how can you not at Kenner, in the offices of Kenner in the 90s, they were trying to sculpt a Jeff Goldblum character that didn't look like Jeff Goldblum, but it's physically impossible to not sculpt Jeff Goldblum because he's just too perfect.
Yeah. How can we not? It'd be like insulting a god if you didn't.
Yeah, that's why. Like you physically try and sculpt a Jeff Goldblum that doesn't look like Jeff Goldblum, and it's impossible.
Yeah.
Your hands are just guided by some other force.
Yeah. What's going on?
It's worse than it's worse than drawing like a god, in a bad way.
Yeah. It's like I have no control over my hands, and I have a raging hard on.
Yeah.
The Malcolm God has spoken.
It's like in Lionel Richie's Hello video, that blind woman sculpt. Lionel Richie, like that. You try and sculpt anything other than Jeff Goldblum, it's just going to be Jeff Goldblum.
How good would the fucking Jeff Goldblum toy have been if it had Lionel Richie's head?
Someone needs to edit that into the hello.
Oh yeah, that would be fucking hilarious. It's just fucking Lionel Richie's head. No, sorry, Jeff Goldblum's head. That's chaos.
Lewis is like, for fuck's sake, stop putting ideas in my head.
Taking note, I've got little notepads to jot things down.
Oh, that would be brilliant. It wouldn't even have to be that long, would it? Just have the last reveal.
Hello?
Hello?
Or is it me you're looking for? Huh?
Doesn't he say hello a bunch of times when he's trying to talk on the radio in Lost World?
Hello.
Yes.
God damn it!
Man.
You're not too keen on him being back in JP5, Jack?
No.
Why?
No. Because I think
you deserve a beatdown for that.
No, because I don't want to see someone who's clearly not fit for the role anymore trying to pass off.
You don't want to see Sam Neill in Jurassic Park 3 again.
No, exactly. Yeah, I do not want to see Malcolm go down the route of Alan Grant in Jurassic Park 3. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm sure Independence Day 2 is going to be a riot, but
he looks...
because we watched Lost World the other day, and he's fucking so good in that film. And it's but now this all stemmed from an interview that I heard between him and someone online, Jeff Goldblum, and it was about him potentially coming back to Jurassic World 2. And they were like, oh, you've come back to the sci-fi franchise with the aliens. Do you think dinosaurs are on the cards of you? And he's like, ho, 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 what? Eh? Ho, ho, like that. And he doesn't really answer the question. He just makes a load of noises. And then he's like, oh, what phone have you got? And he changes the subject and all this sort of stuff. And it's he just sounds like he's
classic Goldblum misdirection.
In the last few interviews he's done, because I've been watching a few online, I think one was one of his movie trailers or one of them YouTube channels, and they're on the set of Independence Day 2, and he's a complete whack job. And even by the is it the Comet adverts or the Curry's adverts that he done over here at Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's just embraced the whole meme, Jeff Goldblum meme, and he's starting to live it, because there's a few, if you watch some of his old
it's like Hasselhoff, isn't he? He's becoming the character of David Hasselhoff.
Yeah. There's a few old Conan O'Brien interviews that he did a few years ago, and he's it's just the same on that. He's totally quirky and being weird and stuff, and it's really funny. But then there's a bit when he when Conan was saying, oh, yeah, why are you being so weird? You're always so weird and quirky and stuff like that. And he goes, oh, I'm just acting how I think you want me to be. So I don't think he's really like that day to day.
That's
inside. He goes home and strips off, when he gets home, strips off in front of the mirror and just cries. Why don't I want me to be this Jeff Goldblum?
I used to be a legitimate actor.
I'm too.
I was the fly. I was the fly, for God's sake.
I was hideous.
But he's getting a lot of business and like getting a lot of gigs for being weird, isn't he? Like all the adverts and stuff. So I think he's just kind of embracing it.
Fine. Like I have nothing against that. Like who doesn't like seeing Jeff Goldblum being weird? What I'm saying is I don't think Ian Malcolm is weird. Like,
you see the moments. There's only been like a couple, if that, of scenes in the Independence Day trailers and clips with him in, and he looks the part. He's exactly the same as what's his name, David something or another in Independence Day. So I think he could, when it comes down to business, Jeff Goldblum, he could pull it off.
I don't know.
So you would, if they were like, oh, it's confirmed he's in Jurassic World 2.
I'd be cautiously optimistic.
But you'd be excited.
I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll be excited, of course. Jeff Goldblum's.
Yeah, really though, he wouldn't be.
But I would be like, is he going to pull it off? Like, is Ian Malcolm going to be the Malcolm we remember? Because like this guy, how old is Jeff Goldblum now? Like,
it's like 62 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like, is he going to be?
Why would he go? Like, that's the thing.
They would have to do Malcolm with like a cane.
There's no reason for him to go back.
Yeah, but it would be.
Yeah, that's the first problem.
Yeah, but you got to think. After the first film, he went out in public and was against the island and the whole thing, wasn't he? And then he's wrote his book post Jurassic. Would you say that book was wrote post Jurassic Park or post Jurassic World?
It's post.
Lost World, sorry.
That's before Lost World, because that's what him and Ludlow are arguing about. Because he's like, you broke your NDA, and he's like, you know, you twisted the facts about people and all this sort of stuff. Because that's where the guy on the train starts talking to him.
But you got to think, as soon as them dinosaurs come out, and then the thing with Jurassic World, like it was revealed to the public, he's probably gonna be approached by a lot of media.
Oh, of course, because the book's there.
Yeah, and then obviously when the Jurassic World incident happened, they're all going to turn to him again. You know, you don't know.
No, I don't mind the context like of him returning. I just don't. I just don't know if actually Jeff Goldblum could pull off Ian Malcolm. Now, I just don't. Because I watching The Force Awakens, I didn't particularly give a shit about Harrison Ford as Han Solo. I liked his charm, but
it was good to have him back. But I agree with you there. Chewie and like the Millennium Falcon reveal and all that was fantastic. But there were so many other parts of the film that were a lot better and a lot more exciting than he's Han Solo absolutely. And Chewie.
Yeah, and
like the Rey and Finn character, I thought were brilliant.
Obviously, like, I don't mind, in the world these films are set in, Jurassic Park set in a very realistic or hyper-realistic reality.
What is with the perfect timing? Because while you're saying that, it's at the river scene on Jurassic Park 3 with the god-awful brachiosaurs and that. Like, it's realistic, and I'm like, ugh. Where would the dinosaurs just come to the river and go like, brrr?
That's what I'm saying, like, it's a hyper-reality. So I know, like, people can get old in this franchise, but Malcolm is left on such a high note in The Lost World. Do we want to see him become like Alan Grant in Jurassic Park 3? Like we are running that risk. Obviously there is a chance that he can come back and be fucking amazing.
Yeah, but was Alan Grant in Jurassic Park 3 because of Sam Neill or because of the writing and just
I think both.
Itself?
I think both. I think because Sam Neill went along with it.
But it's just swimming pool or something. Yeah, it was just such a weak excuse for him to go back to the island, you know.
Yeah, and I'm not worried about like the reason for Malcolm going back because I know Malcolm would never go back. But you know, I'm just dubious because I'm like, you know, as we've discussed, it's like, can he play the part of Malcolm? Because I think Malcolm's a bit more of a determined. Or a bit more of a well-rounded role than like David in Independence Day. David in Independence Day was just like, you know, when the fat lady sings, just, you know, he even says must go faster. Like he's
you know, he's also in the film with Will Smith, so he's not the most sort of like out there wacky character either.
No, he's not. No, whereas in Jurassic Park he was the wacky out there character, and in The Lost World he changed. It's like, would they pander to the audiences who remember the Jurassic Park version of Ian Malcolm? Or would they actually continue his character on in a smart way? And would Jeff Goldblum, in the state he's in, be able to like pull it off? You know, I'm just like, I'd rather them just absolutely just leave him alone and go down a whole new route. You know, I'd rather them actually bring back Alan Grant and go, Grant, explain yourself. Why do you love money? so much.
Maybe they, I don't know, they managed to give Wu a whole new sort of like character for, redo, didn't they? From just a guy in the background, like, oh yeah, I'm a science nerd, to now almost a supervillain in Jurassic World.
Well, he's not really a villain, is he? He's just like someone who's, you know.
He's gone to he's just a scientist who always wants to push it that step further.
Yeah.
He's got to the top of his game since, like, Jurassic Park.
Yeah, and I think that's gone to his head.
Have you ever noticed that scene, you know, where he's in the helicopter and he's like, where's Haskins? And he just like spits everywhere. Like that every time. I noticed that the first time I see the film, and every time I watch it, I always sit there and I'm like, there's the spit.
That's like the Aliens when Hudson goes, we're in some pretty shit now, man, and like you see all this like fucking spit come out.
Dilophosaurus. Yeah. So, yeah. Any other people do you think you'd like to see back from the OG trilogy? Do you think? I think there's probably a little chance now that we'll see Sattler back because she's now in the Star Wars.
She might return in the third part,
just to answer the phone,
or the sixth part, should I say, just to answer the phone. But no, I would actually, I don't know, I'd like to see Dodson return. I'm not talking about the actor. I think he should be recast. And I think the guy who played Agent, what's his name, from the Avengers movies?
That guy, yeah.
The one who didn't fuck kids.
What was it? What was the actor's name? The one who died in Avengers where he got shot.
I know the one you're talking about.
Oh, spoilers from 2012.
Steel
Coulson.
Fist or something. Coulson.
Yeah, that actor. He looks exactly like Cameron Ford.
Don't say that.
Face. But like, I really do think they could cast him and he could pull off the role because he even has like a similar voice.
Yeah, that could work.
But for the cinematic universe, though, would it really be relevant? Because obviously he's a massive character in the books, but
it depends on what he's doing. Like, you know, Trevorrow said that they're going down the whole Apple versus Microsoft. You know, people are just cloning dinosaurs, you know, day in and day out, and there's a competition. What if Biosyn is a part of it, and he could return?
You know, people would freak out when they saw him in there. They'd be like, "Oh my god, these two universes are linked."
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
Well, they're already kind of doing that with fucking Chris Pratt and what's his face, Vincent D'Onofrio, because they're both in Marvel shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marvel shit too.
Marvel shit too. Ultron.
I'm not saying they're shit, by the way. Don't put words in my mouth. But
but
no, honestly, I don't really know. I mean, to be honest, I don't really watch any like Marvel films and that.
No.
Age of Ultron was, to me, was just the same as the Avengers. It had like the same structure, you know, like pretty much it was almost beat for beat the same as the Avengers.
No, but I've been watching all of them since they've come out.
The problem is like, I think it's awesome to have a universe that is that like, but it's like at the same time, you know, how much work is actually going into it if it's just a production line of films, like.
Well, I don't know. The Avengers ones, they've got it pretty tight. Like,
of course, yeah.
Really contradicted the next, and they've been doing it pretty good. But
yeah. Do you think Deadpool's changed the game for it now, though? Because everyone's going to want to see like the ultra violent comic book movies now.
No, I don't think it's changed anything. It wasn't any different to what's been done before in like Watchmen or anything. Like, it was funnier, but it wasn't like revolutionary or anything. But I think, you know, no one's going to give a shit at Marvel when that bloomin' Captain America Civil War drops, because that's like, you know.
It just looks so unappealing to me.
Well, they got the whole viral marketing for that, haven't they, with the whole Team Cap or whatever they've got going on. It's like, you know, people are going to fucking lap that up like it's going out of business.
I think they're probably sinking about 200 million into the marketing, but they've already got their whole built-in audience. You know, people have already decided whether they're going to see it or not.
Yeah, exactly.
So
the only sort of in-universe throwdown that I'm waiting for is fucking Godzilla versus King Kong 2020. That film's going to be fucking awesome. Give me the fucking tits.
What do you think about the on-off thing with Pacific Rim Job 2.
That's back on now, though.
Yeah, who've they hired now? Someone.
A guy who directed some episodes of like Daredevil and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I think. But he doesn't really. I hate to judge a book by its cover, but he doesn't really look the part. But he certainly has to show what he can do, I guess, on screen. And if Guillermo del Toro is, backing him up, I'm all for it.
Why isn't Del Toro directing it? Is he just wanted to pass it on to someone else?
I thought he was like super, super keen on directing it no matter what. I thought
Yeah,
that
me
was
too.
what the thing was.
Yeah, I got that impression as well. I think he's just actually working on something else.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, I suppose maybe he's like writing it or doing something. Maybe he's even like fucking producing it or whatever. But
yeah, he would definitely be an executive producer of some sort.
Yeah.
I thought like a lot of people are suspecting he's doing like In the Mountains of Madness or whatever it's called.
I think Charlie Hunnam might not be coming back to it because I think because of the on-off and his career's picked right up and.
No, Crimson Peak. He rocked that.
Yeah, because I love him as an actor because like Sons of Anarchy and that.
Yeah.
Fucking, I really didn't enjoy Crimson Peak. He wasn't bad in it. I don't think anyone was bad in it. I was a little bit bored by the film, and I love sort of like that dark gothic horror as well. But Crimson Peak, it was, I think, because I had some expectation for it, so I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, no, I think Pacific Rim 2. I'm sure they'll get at least someone to come back for a cameo. Like if they're gonna get Charlie Hunnam, but if the world,
get Ron Perlman, of course, he'll do anything for a fucking sandwich now. Though.
Oh, definitely. But I really do. I can't wait for that because if it's just robots fighting monsters, I'm down. Like even if it's no.
Woo! You can't really go wrong with that kind of thing, can you?
Del Toro's doing the old Pinocchio, the live action thing, isn't he? So that's probably why he's not.
Is he?
Yeah.
A Pinocchio live action film?
Yeah.
Oh,
Pinocchio.
Is that for Disney?
I'm just having a look now.
Is that part of like? Oh, bless you. Disney's we're going to make every one of our cartoons live action.
It's not. Doesn't say Disney. Production company Jim Henson and Shadow Machine.
Really?
Really
shit.
Yeah. Well, that'd be cool
because people are fucking loving that.
They're probably doing it because to beat Disney to the punch, probably.
I'll see it if Guillermo's doing it because I love everything Guillermo does, but that's going to be like a bit strange. Like, is it going to be? Maybe that's what they got Jim Henson's for because it's going to be a puppet. Like, I guess that will make sense, wouldn't it?
As I was saying, I think Jim Henson's people will be over the moon that they got that because that's like the original puppet.
Yeah, classic puppet.
One of the original puppets.
That'll be the old argument when it's CGI versus puppetry in a film about a puppet.
Yeah, because they'll CGI him. That's what they're going to do.
You know that's going to happen. They'll be like, this is the prime opportunity for a puppet. Why didn't you use a puppet?
Use a puppet.
Please.
What was that video we were watching the other day, Ross? And that was on Cinemassacre, and they were talking about how people complained because they watched the Godzilla films, the old ones. And they're like talking about how people complain to them. They're like, oh, it's just a man in a suit, and you can tell it's a man in a suit. And they're like, yeah, well, we can tell it's a man in a suit, but we
like they didn't fucking realise.
And you like just apply that argument to CGI, and you get the same thing. Like, oh, CGI, I can tell it's fake. It's like, yeah, so who gives a shit? Look what you're looking at. It's fucking awesome.
It's like Jurassic Park. Oh, you can tell it's CGI. Oh, you can tell it's a puppet. They're fucking dinosaurs. They're not. Yeah. They've been dead for 60 million years.
What are they going to do? Fucking clone dinosaurs to put them in a film about clone dinosaurs?
I want to just quickly bring up the raptors in JP3 because it's on that scene at the end where they're getting the eggs back.
I love that you're watching JP3 while we record this.
And Grant plays the flute because James Hawkins says that they're the best raptors in the franchise and they look like shit. So.
Just calling him out, James. Yeah. You're listening? The fuck?
The shit. Never they are like the puppet. They so bad, like to the point of. The Spinosaurus puppet basically looked like shit because it looked like a big rubber monster. Like, the puppets in this don't look shit, but they're so stiff and shoddy, the movement of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, the animatronics are really good, it's just how they're shot. It's literally...
that's what I think.
Because the the Spinosaurus animatronic was the most advanced animatronic Stan Winston Studios ever produced, and I think even to this day it still is. But they just shot it in a way that it just really doesn't. It looks the exact opposite.
Like when it's like that. The cinematographer needs to be put down properly in Jurassic Park 3.
Isn't that
like when it like looks
isn't
up?
That someone we've interviewed? That's Ed Farrow, isn't it?
No,
I
he's
think it is.
No, he's the production designer.
Or is it? Oh, who is it?
John Schwartzman did 4.
There's someone in Jurassic Park 3 who we've interviewed who did the.
No, Ed Farrow is production designer.
You swear, Sam.
Look that out.
Yeah, look it up, man. I swear I watched it the other day. I swear it's someone we've interviewed. And you just slagged them off.
Oh dear.
I swear I saw his name. It was like Ed Rowe or someone. It was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh shit, they did Jurassic Park 3. I didn't know that.
Ed Rowe was a bad dude. That was well fun interviewing him.
That's the thing with everyone. Like, who works.
Ed Farrow, production designer, Jurassic Park 3. Cinematography by Shelley Johnson.
Ah, right. So Shelley Johnson.
He did Captain America, Expendables 2, The Wolfman, Percy Jackson and a Sea of Monsters, a film called Cocked, The Others,
No, you can only, it's pay to watch Cocked. It's on the website. It's pay to view.
What website?
Well, you don't want to know. It's called Cocked. Cocked.com.
I'll go to that website then. Yeah, anyway.
No, I thought it was not Ed Farrow you were slagging off then for a second.
No, Ed Farrow is awesome.
Top dog. That's the thing with everyone in fucking Hollywood. They're all really nice people, no matter what they've worked on. Like, everyone's really fucking nice, for the most part.
Except for Sean Penn. He'll beat you up.
Who's on next week's podcast, guys.
Yeah. Has anyone got anything else they want to...
I swear there's like 1,000,001 things that we could be talking about, but my mind's gone blank, as always.
There's not been any news, really, is there? So.
No, not really. Not on the Jurassic front. I mean, Royal Albert Hall.
Oh, yeah, the Royal Albert Hall.
Are you going to that, Lewis?
No, I'm not going. I was thinking about it, but it's just like, I think I might be going away, like camping at some point, so we could keep my calendar clear, so I couldn't do it.
Missing out.
You could,
be there. We're going to be there.
You'd be travelling.
Yeah, it's a long...
Crosstalk.
As I say, you'll be travelling down from up north. You can
it's
top
like
the tower with Ross if you want.
Wait, you're not up north, are you, Ross? Oh, I
so if you're coming down.
Yeah.
You can have a little camp in his living room.
Yeah, it's a fair old trip from where I am down to London.
Oh, you're going to miss it, man. It's like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Even though they're doing like free showings.
It's a free showings a day opportunity.
Yeah, it's a once in a lifetime for free time a day for 3 days. They'll do it again because some of them they're redoing the indie ones they've done before.
Mm.
And it's this popular means it's probably going to come around again in a few years. Oh yeah, no.
Imagine if they did the Lost World.
But we've got to try and convince them to do that. So.
Yeah, when we talk, if we get to talk to them. Yeah. Fucking awesome. The thing is though, like, I would rather go see the Lost World one than Jurassic Park. Hands down. Like, if they would have announced that and I had the choice of the two, I would be at the Lost World in a heartbeat. Not because of the whole, the Lost World is the best
soundtrack.
Like, it has the best soundtrack, hands down, yeah.
Jurassic Park's the better theme, but Jurassic World, the Lost World has their overall best soundtrack. Yeah,
kick ass. But they really pissed me off because they put up Jurassic Park and it was like, yeah, Jurassic Park at the Royal Albert Hall, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah, and bought my tickets and everything. And then they're like, yeah, Aliens. Like, Aliens is coming to the...
Yeah, but...
And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, like, I really would love to go see that. Because not only is it Aliens, it's also my favourite composer. Even though, obviously, he's dead. But, like, it's my favourite composer.
They just dig up his grave and stick his skeleton on the stage.
Well, you know that new Pinocchio film that's coming out?
Yeah.
She just is corpse, like, on strings. But no, like, I was just like, oh, fuck's sake, like, I wish I was rich, because then I'd just buy tickets for that as well.
But Aliens, just like Independence Day as well, because that's playing there next month, I think. I can't...
Not, like, I am a fan.
But for a live orchestra, they're not really soundtrack-driven films, you know?
Aliens is.
Right. I mean, you've got
Aliens is like the fucking soundtrack when Ripley's blowing the Queen out of the airlock was used in every single trailer through the midnight, like through the 80s and 90s.
But it's like I was saying the other day, Jack. You know how like ask someone to like imitate the Alien theme tune, and then ask someone to imitate Jurassic Park theme tune. One is definitely more iconic than the other.
You got
to think they've got Jurassic Park playing there, yeah, understandable. E.T., understandable. Indiana Jones and Back to the Future, understandable. Then Independence Day and Aliens, you're a bit like, okay, you know?
I'm not. I'm like fucking...
Yeah, but not everyone's a super fucking nerd like you, mate.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was angry.
Why you're angry?
That's why I was angry that they put it up, because I was like, for fuck's sake, they could have waited until I had some money.
My mate Steve made me laugh the other day because I was telling him about the Jurassic Park in concert and like we should persuade him to do the Lost World, and then he was like, "Yeah, Jurassic Park 3 in concert playing at your local pub." Someone just sticks the jukebox on with it in.
Yeah, we should hold that. We should do that. We should get in contact with a pub and put that on.
The smallest pub in the world as well.
Yeah, just put it on like maybe the night before the Jurassic Park in concert. Just for the fans who are there overnight.
There's like a pub down on Southend Seafront, which is like, it's got like, I think it's like the UK's smallest pub or something like that, or Essex's smallest pub, and you can barely open the door because it's so small in there. We're supposed to sit in there on an older TV VHS combo 14-inch. Have it on the bar.
Yep, Jurassic Park 3 live in concert.
And we just like beatbox the soundtrack. No.
We have to like sync it up because it wouldn't exactly work, would it? 'Cause soundtracks are all messed up.
Yeah.
Well, I was on what fucking website was it? I'm just gonna look it up. Oh yeah, it was on. No. I was reading the other day about how Jurassic Park 3 has something quite clever in it, and I had never thought of this before. And would you guys care to listen?
Not really.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. Someone was pointing out that, sorry, I can't remember who said it, where I saw it. That during the scene where Grant's in the bar with, the Kirbys, you hear a song in the background by Randy Newman.
I saw that.
You saw this, yeah?
Yeah.
And the song by Randy Newman obviously has that line like where he's like, I can write all the numbers on this check, Dr. Grant, and then you hear the lyrics, and I la like that. Obviously, that's foreshadowing that they're lying about who they are to Grant and why they want him to go there. But not only that, they're like wearing clothes that almost look like wedding clothes as well. They're like, if you look at them carefully, she's like wearing a white dress, and he's wearing almost like a tux sort of thing to sort of allude to Grant that they are married. There you go.
Where was that? I can't remember where I saw it, but I definitely saw it.
I can't remember. It was probably on JP Legacy, I think. Yeah.
We'll have to edit that out.
But yeah, I just thought that was pretty cool. I mean, there are a couple of other things like that. Like obviously Alan Grant talking to the parrot going, say my name. And then a few minutes later, you've got the raptor going, Alan. Like that, right? Alan. The film is foreshadowing its own shit. But it is aware of what it's doing.
You can do that in one of your mashups, Lewis. Say my name, Alan. Say my name, Alan.
Say my name, Alan. Say my name, Alan. Yeah. But there you go. There is some merits to Jurassic Park 3. It's just its own story.
Yeah, it's not the worst film in the world. It's one of them.
Wow. Remix that. It's not the worst in the world. It's the best film in the world. Sam Phillips.
I think Joe Johnston is a good director. I mean, there's a lot of problems with Jurassic Park 3, but I think his other films are really good.
Oh yeah, The Rocketeer, I've said many a times, was my favourite film growing up until Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm. He is a good director. He's just not a good director of dinosaurs.
He did Jumanji, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome film.
Love Jumanji.
The animatronic dinosaurs, he's not good at it.
And he wasn't following up Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, exactly. He was doing his own thing. Jumanji's getting a remake, isn't it? Like next year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it's just rumors, isn't it?
It's on the film list at my work. Where
I think it'll be as well received as Ghostbusters.
Do you realise how much money that Ghostbusters film's going to make? It's going to make a shit ton.
You reckon?
Of course. It's going to make loads. I'm not saying it's going to be a good film. I'm saying
Why
the
though?
film's going to make a load of money.
What, from people just being curious?
Yeah. For people just being curious, the hideous amount of Ghostbusters fans that are out there are going to see it.
Yeah, but even the diehard, I've got a mate who is as much of a diehard Ghostbusters fan as like we would say we are about Jurassic Park, and he's like, I'm not going to see it. It's like someone is spitting in my face.
He'll see it.
But you've got to admit that promotion, all the promotion of it is just.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not.
Them posters, the fucking promo images they're sending out, even them toys with that fucking Grinch-looking ghost, and and the teaser for the teaser trailer was just ridiculous.
I'm not sold on it because I'm not like a massive like Ghostbusters fan. I've got them on DVD and I watch them every now and then, and I do like I like both movies, and I even like some of the cartoon that I watched. But like, I'm not a huge fan of the franchise. But the thing that really put me off, admittedly, was I saw the character posters. Like, they had all these character posters, and like the black lady's got like bling, and it's like, I'm just worried. Like, I'm not saying they're going to do this, but I'm just worried that they're going to go down the whole like route that she's, got all the bling because she's black and all this sort of stuff. And if you're going to be really innovative and have like all these female Ghostbusters and change it up and shit, like you need
to have a good script. Good writing and good jokes, or you'll just end up like
hypocritical if they just
turn
around the token black.
We had theories about it as well. Like, you can just see the cliches already. She's going to be the one with attitude, like, oh no, you didn't. So the ghost, like the Melissa McCarthy, is just going to be sort of like the dopey one. Who's the other one? Kristen Wiig. She's just going to be, sort of like quirky, and you know what's going to happen as well. Chris Hemsworth is the receptionist.
Yeah, he's going to be like the dorky guy who takes off his glasses and is really hot.
Yeah, but you know what's going to happen as well? They're all going to fancy him, but one of them won't, which will probably be like Kristen Wiig, or the other one. She'll be like, no, I don't see it. And
then he takes
and then later on something happens, and then she falls in love with him, and they get it on. And
But then again, saying all that, might not do any of that. Might be actually really good.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know who the director is or what else he's done, but he could totally like throw us off completely. It could be really good.
Yeah, but all these other films have half the cast in it, and they play basically them characters that we've just said.
Hopefully, he's got enough sense not to just pigeonhole every character into like, this is what they are. This is what they are. Like,
but that's what I mean. The character posters seem to allude to that.
Yeah.
The only thing that really put me off, because I was just like, fuck's sake, like, are they going to really go down that route?
It's like Big Bang Theory, when like all the characters, all the jokes about the Jew character are because he's Jewish, or the Indian guy, all his jokes are because he's Indian. It's like, it's just shit writing, really, isn't it?
I can't stand that show. I really can't.
No. I think I watched 10 minutes of the first episode ever when it first aired, and I was like, this is shit.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, I'm a nerd myself, and I don't like having the piss taken out of me. It's okay to like Lord of the Rings.
We've had enough of it all our whole fucking lives.
Yeah.
I'm just so very tired.
I'm done. I'm just like, no wonder Tim's asleep. But I love that
he sleeps through the pain.
Yeah, he sleeps through the pain. I love that this is like the first podcast that Tim's not actually asleep. He just can't physically get to a computer because he's out exploring San Francisco.
San Fran.
Yeah.
Alright. Anyone got anything else, or should we wrap it up?
Have we talked about Ludlow's drinking problem?
Yeah.
I think someone needs to address it before he hurts himself.
Before he gets eaten by a T-Rex.
It's not good for you, mate. It's not good for you.
Just one more.
You know what? Another one for you. They all run to the long grass.
Yeah.
And obviously Ludlow doesn't, and he comes crawling back, doesn't he? And he sees Roland with the T-Rex, like the knocked out T-Rex.
Yeah.
He's sort of like sneaking back in, isn't he? You know why he was sneaking back? To find that fucking flask he dropped when he ran away.
Or he just woke up.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's going on? And he only woke up because someone knocked into him and made him drop his hip flask.
Where the fuck is my flask?
As soon as they knocked out of his hand, he's like, "Where the fuck's my flask?"
I'm thirsty, all right?
Yeah. All right. Shall we wrap it up there?
I hope you guys have learned something from this podcast.
We wouldn't be surprised if you haven't.
But ideally, you'd come away with something.
Yeah.
The Greek word for chaos also means yawn. There you go.
There you go.
Excellent.
Exactly.
Boom.
Yeah. You got anything else to add, Lewis?
Not really. That's about it. It's like, I'm sure there's a million things, like you said, but I can't think of anything now, so.
All right.
What's everyone up to now, then?
I'm continuing painting.
Painting.
Yeah, I'm painting my big Jurassic World piece.
Ooh.
Your cod piece.
Yeah. It's just a big picture of my groin with a T-Rex coming out of the flies.
Compy.
I should be so lucky.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you next time.